Today, we're going to talk about the number one enemy of your company, you!
Surprise!
What? Have we ever talked about that before?
I don't think so. This is uncharted territory.
The reason the business owner is always the number one enemy is because you have fixed ideas, and I cringe every time somebody says, I can't hire somebody to do that for me because they can't do it as good as I can.
Yes.
Or you can't trust employees to do something as good as you can. The truth of the matter is, if you hire somebody to do something that you spend 10 minutes working on and you're the genius at it, guess what? That person is going to do it better than you because that is their now job, right? And if you can't get over that, you're screwed. So today we're going to talk about delegation.
Yes, and there are several factors that enter in here, and we are small to medium-sized business mentors. Those are the clients that we have, and every single client started their company with an idea. Nobody that we have came into an existing operation, bought it out, and just kind of merged right in. So all of our clients have this vision, they have an idea of a product or a service, and it's their baby. It is their baby. And that's really awesome, but then if it's ever going to grow, if you're ever going to get to the point where you ever have any freedom from your business, if you're ever going to get to the point where you are controlling your business and running the business rather than the business controlling and running you, you have to be able to delegate. You have to be able to hire people and turn your functions over. And it really reminds me when Neil finished high school, he finished at 16. He definitely did not want to go to college. He came right in to the management company, and I had a program where I was doing evening lectures to dentists. And Neil just went right in and started selling that. He was 16, he still had pimples on his face, but he's talking to doctors on the phone. And
luckily, I had this sexy radio voice at 16, so I sounded 30 on the phone.
Right. Yeah. So basically, we gave him a task at our company that we knew that he could do. And we created it in a way that he could do it. There was an interview form. All you have to do is get the doctor on the phone, start asking the doctor these questions, and the form kind of led into the close. He caught on immediately, actually did the job better than anybody who had gone before him, but we set it up so that he could win. And I want you to talk about kind of that process when you were 16. I mean, it was intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
If he didn't sell anything and he and I are flying to New York to do a meeting and there's nobody in the room, then that's on him.
That's my fault.
But also, the point here is we trained you on a gradient that you could learn and you could succeed.
Yeah, the first meeting I did was a total disaster because I had people there, but I didn't know I was supposed to have registration forms. I didn't know I was supposed to have a sign-in sheet. I didn't know all these other things because nobody told me that. They just said get people on the phone, so I got them on the phone.
That's on me.
Yeah. But the point is that you would never have been able to do that as well as all of your other activities.
That's right.
Which is why when you gave it to somebody to do full time, it was better.
Yeah, and so I could do it better than him at the time, but I had all of these other responsibilities. So then what he was doing full time, even though he wasn't as good as me, it was better than me trying to do that 1 hour a day. We got a better result.
You got me doing it for 40 hours a week.
Right.
At a much cheaper rate than your time is worth.
Exactly.
Right? You paid me in a week what you were worth in a couple of minutes, right? So
then here's the point. When you're turning something over, there are several key factors, critical factors. One, give the person something that they can do. Make sure that they have some sort of a pattern or a process to follow that is written out, but have it be on a gradient where they can actually win on it. Secondly, expect them to not do it as well as you. They haven't
in
been
the beginning.
In the beginning, they haven't been doing it as long as you've been doing it.
Yep.
But then train them and work with them up to the point where now they're doing it full time. They actually now are as good, if not better, than you. Hallelujah.
Yeah, and at a certain point, they're going to stop doing, just one or two things that you give them, and they're going to go, hey, why don't I do that for you?
Right.
Like, why do I always have to come to you with this? Why don't you let me do that? And then you're going to be like, oh, wow, they can do that. And then you can turn it over to somebody. But as long as you are saddled in with that task that only you can do, you're dead. Your company is going to be the size that it is because you have not been willing to turn over a position or a role or a function that you should not be doing.
Now, in tangent or in parallel with this is you can't be a perfectionist. You just cannot be a perfectionist. You have to give yourself room to make errors, and then you have to give the juniors under you the room to make errors. I remember the first seminar that I did not do, that I turned over to someone. There were 20 dentists in the room, and I had trained this person myself. I sent my staff along with them to Arlington, Virginia, and there were 20 dentists in the room, and only 10 came back from lunch because the seminar in the morning was trash.
I wasn't there.
He wasn't at that one, or I think you probably would have bailed it out. But okay, so the meeting was very expensive. We lost money on that meeting, so the person who did it was definitely willing. We knew that they wanted to help the doctors. They wanted to do it right, so we brought them in. We drilled them up, didn't make the same mistakes, and today that's one of the best people we have.
Yeah, I always love it when business owners are like, oh, well, I can't trust them to do it. They make mistakes. As if they had never made a mistake, right? Like, I'm the only person anywhere who knows how to check this box on this piece of paper.
Exactly.
You know, I've never messed it up,
Exactly.
right? It's like, come on, right? You made mistakes learning how to get there. You are so scared of other people messing things up that you're going to stay the size that you are, and you will never delegate, and you will always work 70 hours, and you'll never take vacation, and you'll never have extra money in your bank account because you haven't been willing to trust somebody else to do it.
Now, there is the flip side where you give someone the responsibility and then you never check up on them.
That's your fault.
That's on you. So then you check up on them daily, weekly, call the clients that they're working with, make sure that they're not upsetting the clients, because an upset client may not say something for a few months. When if they're doing something incorrectly.
When you were a dentist and you brought another dentist in.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking about needles and drills.
Yes.
And thousands of dollars of millions of dollars of liability.
Yes.
Death being the liability. You have to trust somebody to take a spinning drill that moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour and put it into somebody else's mouth.
Yes.
Now, yes, that person has been trained to do it, but that doesn't mean that they know what they're doing. So I imagine that you let them work on you.
Absolutely.
Made sure that they knew what they were doing.
The first patient that he had was me.
Let them work on the staff.
The next 6 patients were the staff.
Do you like him?
Exactly.
Did he do it? Did he know what he was doing? Talk to the assistant. Make sure the assistant, did he do the right thing? And then you probably talked to some of his first patients and
Absolutely.
said, how was it with Dr. Such and Such?
How did that go?
Were you happy with him? Was he nice?
Yes, exactly.
And if they said, no, he was terrible, would you have kept him?
Not at all.
Yeah. See, the mistake is that people know somebody's terrible and then keep them.
Yeah.
That's the X.
Because you think terrible is better than nothing. Actually, nothing is much better than terrible.
Right.
So it is a bit of a walk through a minefield, but you have to be willing to take that walk is the point that I wanted to make today.
And be willing to hire the wrong person
Right.
and let them go and hire in another person. But until you try doing that, we already know what the result is.
Exactly.
It's never going to change.
And you're just going to work your buns off, and you have what you have. And even if you have a successful company and you're making $100,000, $200,000 a year, but you're working 80 hours a week, you never see your family.
That's not worth $200,000.
Yeah, I mean, you have to make that call. So the key point is you must delegate, but you have to do it correctly. I hope this has been helpful.
Yeah.
We've given you a few key points along the way.
If you need any help with that, contact us or read Dr. Winteregg's book, Fun at Work, which you will find more information on down below. This is the copy of the book right there. That's him. Woohoo! So anyway, we hope this helps. We'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.